This is Twit.
A phone that I am playing around with right now, I got the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. This is so I can show it off right here. This is the top of the line Samsung Galaxy phone that they announced, weeks ago. It is pretty, but man, this, I like large phones. I've got large hands. Large phones don't bug me. This thing's really large. It's actually bigger than the Pixel 4 XL that I have that's in a case, and it's bigger. And you feel it. It's just gigantic. It's heavy. The camera bump.
I think they forgot to take the security tag off the back of your phone, Jason. Is that what that is?
Yes. Here, let me remove that so I'm not stealing it.
That thing is massive.
Yeah, it really is massive. And, and that's because the lenses in here are actually large lenses, larger than we're accustomed to seeing in most smartphones. So you need that extra distance that it gives you. But my goodness, this phone just feels gigantic.
Holy cow!
Holy cow is right. Thank you, Ron, for saying that line. Yeah, Ron is not amused.
Better than goats.
That's true. Keep the goats out of today. We want Ron to keep coming back, so no goats. I would say 6.9 inch, 120 hertz AMOLED display, 12 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage on the device model that I got. I think you can go all the way up to 512 on the upgraded model. 5,000 milliamp hour battery, in-display fingerprint sensor, which my God, I hate it. I hate it. I cannot stand Samsung's.
I saw a little bit of a rant from you on Twitter about that.
I mean, it's just, of course, now that I'm doing it on the show, it's going to work every flipping time.
Nope.
But I swear, I have so much trouble with this fingerprint sensor, and then I hear from the person, the random person online that says, "Oh, it always works for me."
Yep, that was 2 attempts right there. It sort of stuttered.
but that's not even it. It actually opened those first 2 times, and that's better than it normally does for me. So, anyways, and then the camera system, of course, a lot of people are complaining about the camera system, and I would say that in my experience with the camera system so far, primarily on the main, it's a 108 megapixel main. Has 12 megapixel images combining 9 pixels into one, essentially, is how that operates. And because of the size of these lenses, and correct me if I'm wrong, because all the camera stuff, and I will take pictures, let's say I would take a picture of my dog Sugar, and on a normal camera, and by normal I mean on my Pixel 4 XL, I would take the picture and Sugar's entire head and face and everything would be perfectly focused. If I was to take that picture of Sugar with this main camera, it's like the bridge of her nose and kind of into the eyes are really sharply focused. And then as her face curves away from the lens, it starts to fall out of focus. Which
shallow depth of field.
Shallow depth of field. I imagine artistically that could be fun to play around with, but on everyday shots, it gets really annoying.
Don't want it.
You don't want it.
All smartphones today all have a fixed aperture that's really, really wide open, like at f 2.0 or something like that. So ideally you will get a shallow depth of field, but I think what you're experiencing is just computational photography doing a little bit too much.
But man, it shouldn't be, because it's not like I have it in a mode that says enhance this or whatever. It really feels like I'm in the mode of just taking a straight shot.
But is that straight shot Samsung's secret sauce though? I mean, they're not necessarily using the same
you could be right, because if I pull up the camera interface, you've got this button down here, and that is Scene Optimizer. Maybe that's on, and that's making some adjustment there.
Sauce.
Right now, I'm in the 100x zoom, so the fibers of this table. That's what you're seeing right now.
When do you need a 100x zoom? By the way.
Well, apparently you need a 100x zoom. Hold on, let's see here. You need a 100x zoom, not when you're looking at my handsome face, but you need it with God. Why do I take so many pictures of myself? When you're taking a picture of a drone up in the sky, that's a 100x zoom shot, and no, it doesn't look good. It's hard to even know exactly what that is. It kind of looks like a robot.
And it was, trying to hold steady. That drone is a good.
That's
100
the hardest.
Feet, 100 feet up in the air.
Yeah.
And you're
those are
zoomed in.
leaves.
You're trying to hold steady. The drone wasn't necessarily steady. So I give it a little bit of grace for that, but still.
Totally. So this was wide, normal. Man, is that 10? I think that's 10, 30, 100.
Nope.
100 just looks like a painting. And I don't know why anyone needs 100x. Fiona, do you have any thoughts as far as why anyone needs 100x zoom, or really any thoughts on the S20 series? What did you think about the announcement and what Samsung provided this year?
Well, I mean, in terms of the 100x zoom, the full moon was yesterday, so I definitely did see some of my friends taking up close shots of the moon, and you kind of got a little bit of detail in there, just like so that those were like pretty interesting to see. And I just took some shots with my Pixel 4 and using astrophotography, but I didn't get the up close shots of the moon like I saw some of my friends did, so I'm a little jealous.
Yeah,
I'd like to see a Samsung moon shot. I'm curious to see what that would look like, because it's pretty hard to shoot a moon shot anyway with a regular, full size camera.
Yeah.
Because it's a bright spot up in the air, and you have to have the shutter speed just right. I'd like to see that. If anybody in the chat room has one.
They weren't spectacular, but it was still interesting to see, because I feel like you kind of got a little bit of the shadows and details of the moon, but it wasn't like it wasn't like a Hubble type of shot or anything like that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, you kind of have to I have to remind myself sometimes, this is a phone. Mm-hmm. It's a phone with a camera.
Yeah.
And the fact that we can do what we can do with a camera on a stinking phone is pretty cool. But we're getting to that point now where pictures, at least the average everyday point and shoot of like a Pixel 4 XL in a normal scene without any extra setup, just pulling it out and taking a picture. They're getting so good that we're expecting so much more out of them.
Yeah.
But we're going to run into these barriers, like that the technology just can't. The technology is not going to make 100x zoom look good.
Nope.
Or maybe someday it will, but we're certainly not there now.
But still, why even offer it?
Why not only offer it, but like it's called out on the back of the device. I don't know if you can even see it there. It's like embossed underneath the glass. Now you can't see it. It's really hard. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It's like, we want everybody to know space zoom 100x, and I don't even know what this mode is for. Like, who needs it? I don't know who needs it.
I'm with Uncle Vic though in the chat.
Somebody's gonna catch their cheating husband with 100x zoom.
And that's the thing. No, Fiona, you're absolutely right. That's the thing. When it comes to this feature, all the mind goes to are like bad uses for it, right? Yeah. What are good uses for it? What is like a really solid, like, I'm really happy I had that 100x.
It just looked like a 100x zoom blotch on the screen, though, man. You assume that's a person.
Yeah, right. It doesn't give you any detail about what you're looking. It just confirms that it exists. Yeah, that's all it does.
There's a shadow at 100x zoom over there. I could see it now. Don't know what it's doing, but I could see it.
Yeah.
But just because you can isn't a reason why you shouldn't.
I agree.
Wait a minute. You changed it there at the end. That isn't where I thought that was going.
Well, I guess for a touch of optimism, there could potentially just be the idea of it being there and then being improved over time, potentially.
Okay.
That's a really good point, right? Like these features, they launch at one point, at one time, and maybe 2 iterations down the line, the S22 or the S33, whatever they call it, maybe it'll be like super optimized 100x zoom.
Yeah.
And then they'll offer a 200 zoom. Yeah. That looks like a potato. This is just how it goes.
I'm with. I believe it was Uncle Bick in the chat room. He mentioned earlier. The whole bump on the back of that phone that bugs me, and I think we could just get rid of that. And if we can just make the phone a little bit thicker. The phone is already heavy, so making it thicker is not going to hurt that much. And you could probably get a slightly thicker battery in there.
Yeah.
So why not? But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm no industrial design specialist, so
sure, there's a reason.
Yeah. Probably so.